Greetings. Today we have the moon in spiritual Pisces. So, water sign, bringing in that vibe of flowing and intuition and connecting with the bigger picture. Hopefully, doing a little bit of heart opening. I am Marina Orms here with your Astro vibe for Saturday, October 4th. And we are heading into Monday's full moon in Aries. And as we get closer and closer to that full moon, we move through the moon going through Pisces all weekend, and we've got that Pisces energy that is about listening to our intuition. So trusting the flow, but also watching for that potential to get lost, to uh, get uh, diverted into something that really isn't real, right? So we can lose ourselves into something that is either a dream or a fantasy or an illusion. So we need to watch for our own tendency to reach for something that gives us comfort, but maybe isn't really there for us in the solid way that we need things to provide structure and grounding in our lives. So we have to have the structure and the grounding. First, we need to have healthy boundaries. Pisces energy functions the best. It's water, so it functions the best when it has a container, right? So water without a container goes everywhere, and it doesn't have a lot of clear sense of direction or purpose. So we need to give it that sense of purpose and direction. And we do that through having healthy boundaries that are based in our bigger picture of either principles or purpose or that clarity about what brings meaning to our lives. So, connecting with that bigger picture of your heart's truth, what your heart wants, and then asking yourself, okay, how do I need to create boundaries so that I am inviting in the positive things that support that, and not getting lost in something that maybe is trying to confuse me. So, one of the things that Pisces energy is known for is the potential for addiction. Why is that? It's because when we have that desire, that wanting for something that we need, whether it's a mental, emotional, spiritual, physical need, we get drawn to something that feels like it has that sense of fulfillment. But if it's fake, right? If it's an illusion, if it's not based in truth, but it's just based in fantasy or what we want it to be, then we can get lost in into that, lose ourselves and our ability to discern in that fantasy. So Virgo, right? Virgo is the opposite of Pisces, and Virgo helps us discern. It helps us understand what it means to be grounded in the physical world and to make those distinctions between what is helpful, what is of service, and what is not useful. So, if when we get too far on the Pisces side of the coin, we can end up sort of losing that sense of discernment and being drawn to what feels like it's meeting our needs, but maybe isn't as real as we think it is. So that's how we can lose ourselves in, be it substances, be it bad habits, be it codependent relationships, right? It's that temptation to follow what feels true or what we want it to be. And we're maybe a little bit lost in thinking that it will be that thing we want it to be without having that ability to discern and identify what's true and what's not. So, and that bigger picture of the Pisces energy is, you know, a very positive thing when we have healthy boundaries, when we know what is good for us and what is not good for us. And then, so when we have those needs met in real ways through having our needs actually met, right? Whether that's a spiritual need, a need for time for ourselves, the need to have our bigger picture needs taken care of, we can embrace the Pisces invitation to connect with something that brings meaning to our lives and isn't a distraction or a fantasy or an illusion. So, how do you meet those needs? Do it through things that are genuine, like time in nature, like healthy relationships, like eating good food that fulfills your need for satisfaction, and things that taste good because they're actually really good quality foods instead of things that taste good because they're designed to make you addicted to them, right? So so think about some of the really good, most delicious things you've ever eaten are probably really high quality things you grew in your garden, things you bought from a local farm or picked from a tree yourself, right? Those are the things that are actually the qualities that we crave. And when we reach for things that are more artificial in their place, we're not getting that deeper need met, but it feels like we are in the moment, and that's where the addictive cycle gets created. So, whether it's food or something else, we really just need to be aware of what our needs really are and how to get them met. So we get them met through real quality experiences, time in nature, time with really good people, deep conversations, enriching moments, encounters with art and beauty. These are all the kinds of things that can bring quality into our lives that we want to think about with the Pisces moon, and how to create containers to create structure that brings more of that into our lives, so that we don't get lost down the path of something that is tempting or meets that quick fix need, but is not serving the long term need for meaning and connection that our souls truly crave. So, there's some food for thought for you over the weekend. How are you engaging in things in your life that really bring quality into your life through beauty, through art, through time in nature, through deep connections, through meaningful ways of being creative and building relationships and things that will support your life and make you feel that sense of fulfillment that comes from a real and true place. I'm Marina Orms, and you can book a reading with me at astrologyheals.com if you would like to learn more about your own chart and how these fascinating evolutionary energies show up for you personally. Book a reading at astrologyheals.com. Thanks so much for joining me. I am here every day with Astrology for Unshakable Self-Care. So hit the subscribe button, and thanks for being here, and thanks for your support. I will see you next time.